Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stassi. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so excited. I have Samantha Builds. Did I get that right? Close enough?
Simandabuilds, yeah, that's the one.
Samantha Builds. Thank you. I just can't wait. My
Yeah,
brain wanted to go Panda Builds, so I'm just adding Samantha Builds.
no, I get that because is it Panda Builds? I'm in a Discord with some people. I think Panda Builds is in there. Whenever I see
Yep.
their name, I think it's me. And I'm like, I didn't post that. But then I realized now I'm reading it wrong.
Also, Panda Builds has been on this podcast before. Go listen to Panda Builds podcast. But Savannah Builds, thank you so much for being here today. Why don't you start us off with a quick little introduction, a little bit about yourself and your Sims history?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Samantha Builds. My real name's actually Kerry, but I use Amanda, which is my middle name. This is my cat, by the way. She's going to get in the way a lot. So just ignore her. Yeah, so I'm from the UK for a start, and I'm 35, so I'm an oldie. Um, and yeah, my journey in the I'm actually a newbie to The Sims, so I'm quite new. I actually joined in 2020. I was one of the COVID Sim babies.
Okay.
I'd never actually played The Sims in my life before. I played SimCity when I was a kid, but I
Okay.
never played The Sims ever.
Huh.
I was completely new to it. But to be fair, the reason why I got into The Sims was my manager at work, who's also a friend. She
Hmm.
is an OG simmer, so
Hmm.
she's been simming since 2000,
Yep.
and for a couple of years now, she's been trying to get me onto The Sims. She's like, "You need to play it. You'll love it. It's amazing. Get on there, play it." And I love fantasy. Like I absolutely love fantasy stuff and historic stuff. And
Hmm.
all I saw was like real life. I'm like, I don't want to play real life. Real life
Hmm.
is shit enough as it is. Like I don't really want to play real life. And then when COVID hit, I was having like many other people a bit of a mental breakdown.
Hmm.
And she was like, "Look, just download The Sims and just play it, and I guarantee you'll enjoy it and it'll help you." So I was like, right, I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to research this stuff. So I went on and I put in Sims castles because I wanted
Hmm.
to build castles. I wanted to create my own fantasy world. And then I saw all of these castles coming up, people building castles, people with royal family.
Oh, you cut out. Oh, you're
Oh,
back.
I'm
Okay.
back.
That's okay.
I'm back.
Technology
Good old
kiddos.
Wi-Fi. Yeah, good old Wi-Fi. I don't know where I was up to there, but yeah, I saw like Mira Ray doing her royal family stuff, and I
Hmm.
just saw like all this really cool fantasy historical kind of thing. I was like, oh shit. So I can do that in the sim. I can actually go in. I can create historical sims and I can build castles. Like I've always had a story in my head since I was a kid, and I
Hmm.
was like, I can put this story into The Sims. I can like recreate all these things that I've had in my head for years, and that's pretty much how I got into The Sims. And it did help with the mental health. Um, I found like Sims social media while I was researching it all. I'm a
Hmm.
bit weird and I have to research stuff before I get into it. Um, and then so I kind of joined the social media almost straight away as soon as I
Hmm.
started doing things. And as soon as I've realized people liked my builds anyway on the gallery and people were downloading, it was like, oh, people actually like this. Okay.
Is it okay? Isn't that just so cool to like see? Like every time I don't build as much as I used to, but like I used to like when I started my Instagram journey back in 2021, I actually did 100 builds in 100 days. So I just had new builds every day, and that's
How did you do that?
I would stockpile builds. So I would build like 5 or 6 things. So like I don't build castles, I don't build giant homes. I
Yeah.
build businesses. Businesses is my shit. I love building a business. Still to this day I love building businesses.
Bakeries.
Cakeries, yep, or
Yeah.
restaurants or flower shops or wedding dress stores. My most successful thing on the gallery is a hair salon, and I see it all the time when someone's using hair in stories for hair salons and they don't realize that it's me,
Wow.
which is so funny. Um
That's quite cool.
that's cool because I built a hair salon. I
Never
was
think
like,
of stuff like that.
yeah, it's so crazy because there's so many amazing talented builders out there building homes and tiny homes, big homes, on all this cool stuff and castles and manors and all that stuff. But everyone forgets about businesses. That's where
Yeah.
I sneak in. But anyways, welcome to the Sims Series. You were the first person I've talked to that they're not lifetime. Like
Yeah.
most when I talk to them, when they're not lifetime, it's because they're 5 and they haven't been alive long enough to play The Sims. So a question I like
Oh
to
God.
ask, which I I know you know I know you know I'm probably gonna ask this is if Origins had the Sims Complete edition and Sims 2 Complete on Origins, would you buy it?
If it was complete, yeah,
Yeah.
I would. I wouldn't buy like the Sims 3 you can get now. I wouldn't buy that
Mm-mm.
as it is now because I'm not paying that much money for it.
No.
But if they did like an entire collection as a one-off price, then yeah, I would do it. I would,
Right?
especially Sims 3, because although I'm not a big fan of the graphics, like the fantasy element, the gameplays and stuff, it just looks really good.
It's second to none compared to like
Yeah.
what we have in the Sims 4. And I kind of think a lot of people forget about all the customizability that was in Sims 3 versus what we have in Sims 4. But I would love for it to go, I'd love for them to rematch. So Sims will be like the original Sims game will be turning 25 in 2 years. So it came out in
Wow.
2000. So I would love for it to do a remastered, all of the expansion packs, get it out for the newer generation that wasn't fucking alive when they came out, and
Literally.
enjoying it and seeing the process of holy shit, this is a cool game. I mean, all the other game companies have done that. They have remastered old games. Why is the Sims team treating why is EA treating the Sims team any differently? People would buy it. Legacy players would
Oh yeah,
buy
they
it.
totally would.
Like
Yeah.
here's a great example. So my fiance's brother, my future brother-in-law, works at a thrift store. Okay, I love that. This is what he gets me when he's at thrift stores.
Oh my God.
I
Are they
have
all have they all got the discs in as well?
Yep.
Wow.
So here's the thing. My laptop does not have a disk drive. Couldn't
No, mine doesn't.
I couldn't even
Do they even
play.
exist?
They can. You just have to pay a stupid amount of money to be able to have a disk drive in there. But the thing is it wouldn't, like, if I had a disk drive and if I put Sims 2 celebration stuff in there, it wouldn't work. This would be like, the fuck are you trying to do to me? This won't, because my computer is so modern and this is so
Yeah, it's
old.
not
My
used
computer
to
would
it.
be like, it wouldn't know how to read it. It's like, for an example, if you watch some old DVDs, because like we don't have a DVD player, but I like to collect DVDs as well.
Yeah.
And I put it in the Xbox, whatever one we have. If the DVD is so old, it won't register its DVD. It has no idea.
Well, I've never tried that. I've got a lot of old DVDs, to be
Try it
fair.
out.
I've never
Yeah.
actually tried that.
Apparently, it doesn't. All of my old DVDs are fine. There's one DVD that doesn't, and it pisses me off. It is my Pirates of
Which
the
one?
Caribbean first one.
That is not
Does
even that old.
it's
Surely that's not even that
it's
old.
2000? It's old thing. That movie came out in like
I know.
2006.
Oh,
It's almost 20 years
I,
old.
I'm just gonna
Like,
pretend I didn't hear that.
I know.
Pretend I didn't hear it.
Believe me, I was looking at Orlando Bloom the other day and I was like, damn, he's old. That was my first celebrity crush, was Orlando Bloom.
In Lord of the Rings, as
No,
Legolas, yes. Anything
no,
else, I was like, nah.
no. Will
Legolas,
Turner with his
yes.
long brown hair trying to save Elizabeth as a fucking pirate while sword fighting got got me a little excited. Oh, and also Jacob
Yeah.
from Twilight.
Jacob was the better one. Twilight, I never really got into that much. I think it was a little bit slightly too old for Twilight.
Hmm.
Um, but I did watch it at one point and I was sat there thinking, why is anyone Team Edward? Well, you could be Team Jacob.
Okay, after this is done, I'll get up and I'll show you. I have my Jacob Barbie doll from
Barbie doll.
I have a
Oh
Jacob
my
Barbie
God.
doll. Okay. I'm gonna go run and grab it for everybody who can just clearly see. Please excuse, I do wear shorts throughout this because I'm a sweaty human. So just give me like 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
I'm looking forward to seeing this. Oh my God.
As I put my headphones on, as I'm like,
He
I can't hear what
literally
you're
looks
saying.
like he looks like a Ken doll.
I know.
Like,
Like, look at
is
this.
the hair like proper hair? Is that like real hair?
It
Or
is
is it
proper.
plastic?
It is proper hair. It has
Oh
10
my
years of
God.
dust on it because I never wanted to open it because as a kid I learned collectibles are expensive. It
Yeah.
literally still has the 2488 Walmart sticker on there.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God.
it is the official Barbie collection pink label Jacob, the Twilight Saga New Moon.
I love that he's
shirtless.
not even wearing a shirt. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's not
there,
wearing a
it
shirt.
doesn't even come with the shirt, kids.
No,
It's just he's fucking
this is like,
shirtless,
this is for the fangirls.
right? Like because like I asked my fiance because it's like when we go like I think the beauty is when you're first starting out and you get to go to your significant other's house, you usually get to stay in their childhood room unless the parents have done something else. Like for an example, for me, like when I go to my mom's house, it's my same room, but there's nothing special because my mom rents the house. We couldn't really do anything crazy to it, so it's just like my bed, my TV, and all that good stuff. But
Yeah.
at my dad's, my room is now an office, so like all of my stuff is gone. But my fiance's room, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same red paint, his Metallica posters, and he was the best reader in grade 6. Like it's still taped on his door.
Oh my God, he's got a certificate on there.
He's got a certificate, and he's like best
That's cute.
helper, 3rd grade, and just cute shit like that. So I I had all these posters. I was like, did you just like tear off like the girly posters or whatever? He's like, I didn't have any of those. I was like, I had a picture of Taylor Lautner in a white shirt that was wet with tight pants on, playing football on my wall. That was the first thing you saw when you walked into my childhood room. That's
I'm
fucking
guilty of doing things
hilarious.
like that.
That's
I
hilarious.
had I don't know if anyone outside of the UK will know them, but there was a band called McFly. There was
Okay.
Busted, and then there was McFly. And I had an entire bedroom, every wall, and even half the ceiling covered in McFly posters. And I had that all the way up until about the age of 17. And then I started having like house parties and stuff, and people would come in and be like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" I was like, "I wrote these down quick, get them down." Oh, but yeah, I
Oh
went
my
I went
god.
overboard with it. First it was Spice Girls, and then it was Fly later on.
That's so fucking no. I've definitely never heard of it, but definitely Spice Girls. Because like my fiance told me he was a huge Spice Girl fan, still is. He's the Swiftie in the relationship. He likes Ariana Grande. He likes the Spice Girls. He's like, it's not a coincidence that I picked a girl that looked like Baby Spice,
I can see that actually. Yeah,
right? I'm like, I'll take
yeah.
that. You compare me to Miss Baby Spice. I'll take
Comparing you
that.
to the best looking one.
Exactly. I mean, to be fair, because I was always, I mean, as my hair is dark now, but like as a kid, I had the platinum most natural blonde hair. Like
Yeah,
it was white. And I always played anything that was blonde. I was always the blonde Barbie, the blonde in anything, or like Totally Spies for us Canadians. I was always Clover,
yeah.
you know.
I remember
I
Totally Spies.
You remember Totally Spies?
Yeah, they used to
Oh,
play it on. I want to say either Cartoon Network or Fox. I can't remember which one, but yeah, they used to play it,
so
and I
that's
watched it occasionally.
So that's actually a Canadian show. It's made,
I didn't know that.
yeah. So it was made in Montreal. So like for us in Canada, it was Teletoon, which RIP no longer exists because Cartoon Network bought it. But it was Teletoon. That was how we watched our cartoons. So that would basically was like our Cartoon Network. But
Yeah,
it had legislation that it had to have Canadian content. So like for an example, We Ruined Your Childhood Kids of Caillou. That's Canadian as well. Okay. Don't come at us for Caillou. But Totally Spies was Canadian. And like they used
never
to play
knew.
that shit all the time. You don't think that like me and my 2 other girlfriends would be like whoop agents? We had a Jerry, okay. I want to see that remastered, by the way. I want to see that come back. But I don't want to see it as like a Netflix fucking live action movie
It probably
because
would be. To be fair, it
I
probably would be. It wouldn't surprise me after Winx. It wouldn't surprise me.
no. Okay. What childhood show would you like to see come back and why?
Oh, oh. I mean, I would say Powerpuff Girls, but there was talks about that, and it just didn't. Oh, it didn't look like it was going well. It
Mm-mm.
looks like it was going to be so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's a hard. I mean, I used to watch a lot of anime and stuff when I was younger, and I just don't think anime translates well into um live action at all. It
No.
just never does. I don't know a single successful show that was anime that got turned into live action that went well.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to love a show called Gundam Wing. That used to be on Cartoon Network and the Toonami, and I would love to see that remade. And I think there's talks about some kind of Gundam show being made but it also
Oh,
scares me. It
uh,
scares me a little bit.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you mine, but you can't
go.
laugh. Okay. So Scooby-Doo. I'd love to
That's been
see
done.
an HBO Scooby-Doo fucking for adults. So
Like a Game of Thrones Scooby
like a
Doo.
Game of Thrones where
Yeah.
people actually fucking die. So because like we're not even gonna talk about Velma, okay? Like that was
Yeah.
garbage, absolute garbage. That makes me so sad because I'm a huge Scooby Doo fan. So, if anyone who's also a Scooby Doo fan, please message me, okay? Because like I have to talk to human about Scooby Doo because I love it. I was Scooby Doo for Halloween multiple years in a row. We had a Scooby Doo
But
costume that
actual Scooby Doo. Like
actual
the dog.
Scooby Doo. Yep, the
Oh my
dog.
God.
It
That's
was
awesome.
it was a onesie and it came down like everybody was Scooby Doo in our family at least one year. Like if you didn't have a
Love it.
costume, we just pulled out the universal Scooby Doo costume. So there is Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated. It was a show that came out in 2012. It's fucking dark. It gets really dark, but it's a cartoon. And it has 2 seasons. It's on Netflix Canada. Go and watch it. I rediscovered it last night. I watched 8 episodes. I just can't. It's dark. Like people die in it,
Interesting. Yeah.
right? So I find that fascinating. So
That would be quite
I
cool.
think that'd be really cool. Also another kid show, which I didn't realize how fucking dark it was until like 5 years ago. Again, another Canadian show. It was called Redwall. It was
Yeah,
based
I've not
on
heard
a
of that one.
it was based on a true story of basically like Romeo and Juliet, but it was with mice. And the whole point is
Oh,
these mice would build these castles to protect themselves from the wildlife, such as snakes and birds and all that good stuff. But there was rival families, the red family and the green family. So in the first episode, because I went back and watched it and I confirmed this. So I had a concussion 4 or 5 years ago. So I was home and I was just because like my fiance had to travel for work and no one could really take care of me. So he's like, if you're gonna watch TV, just watch something from your childhood. So somewhere in my concussed brain when it was filming, he's like, you remember that show Redwall? I bet you it's on YouTube. You should probably watch that. And I was like, thanks, brain. So I did. And it's this child's show about rats and mice saving princesses and all that good stuff.
yeah.
But in the first episode, a snake with a very devilish snake eats one of the mice. As it cuts to the credits, you can hear the crunching of the bones in the credits.
What?
And I was like, what the fuck is that? That's in a kid
What?
show.
That's some horror movie shit.
But
Like what?
but you would never realize that as a kid.
No, you
I
wouldn't.
no. No,
But then why did they do it?
I'm gonna put if I remember, I'm gonna put that episode link below if it's still on YouTube. It's been like 5 years, but yeah,
Wow.
that shit's dark. Like they kids TV now is like so different. It is
They won't
like
get away with that.
yeah,
Never get away.
definitely. Angry Twitter moms would just be like, "How dare my
Yes.
I watched I let my kid watch something and they said something that was not okay." And by like saying
Yeah.
something that's not okay, it's like, "Please" or "Thank you" or just like they didn't go X, Y, and Z. They didn't say something.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I can't wait to be mom shamed one day because I'm going to be mom shamed once I have a kid. Because I'm just gonna like I'm a person. So if my kid came to me and said, "Mom, can I dye my hair?" and I'd say, "You cannot dye your hair with bleach, but you can do a semi-permanent. It's fine. It won't affect your hair."
That's right though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's a good idea though, because bleach is bad.
yeah, bleach is
It
bad.
does mess the hair up.
You can't bleach your hair till you're 13, but what you can do is you can put fun colors in your hair. That's fine, and I'll even do it for you. Don't do Kool-Aid because it's gonna destroy hair. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right. So I've said that to multiple people that I have that, and they're like, "You're gonna destroy your child's hair." I'm like, "No, it's a semi.
No,
It's
that's preventing it from
that's
being
preventing
what?
it because I'm actually doing it, and fucking putting Kool-Aid in your hair actually damages your hair because that's not the right chemicals put in there." How I know?
Yeah.
Thank you, Brad Mondo. As anybody who likes watching Brad Mondo videos,
I've seen Brad Mondo, yeah.
so throughout the pandemic, everyone made bread. As a culinary student, I had my bread phase like 4 years ago. Fun fact, so I had my hair chemically burnt. I was like 24, 25.
Oh
My hair
wow.
was literally just falling out. Because my hairdresser just kept bleaching and bleaching and bleaching my hair and telling me not to stop and not doing special treatments. So I had to cut off most of my hair and I had to dye it dark because I had to get the blonde out. And if I knew if I had showing roots, it would drive me insane. So like, we're gonna dye it dark, we're gonna cut it all off. It took 5 years. The damage is finally out of my hair.
Oh
After
wow.
multiple thousands of dollars of treatment, and my hair will never grow the way it was, like ever. It's like it's
Wow.
completely ruined my hair. So to prevent that from ever happening again to anybody, I got into watching Brad Mondo and teaching how to
Yeah.
properly bleach your hair. Because here's the thing, kids, you kind of only get one set of hair. I mean, you can shave your head off, but guess what? It's still your only set of hair.
Yeah.
And for guys, it's easy. Like, oh, we fucked up, buzz, and you're
Yeah,
fine.
they've got the easy life for that.
Yeah, girls, it takes a long time for our hair to grow back, but not our leg hair though. That shit grows exponentially quickly. I don't know about you, but I have like 4 o'clock shadow, and I could shave my legs 3 times a day. I have shadow an hour after.
No, maybe I don't shave my legs that often, to be honest with you. I can't be bothered. I'm too lazy. No, to be fair though, it grows back quick, but not that quick. I can get away with a couple of days after shaving legs.
I could shave in the morning and shave again. This
Oh
is how
God.
it's crazy. My hair grows. I have my father's growing for like that type of hair, but not my actual head hair. This does not grow.
Wow. Well, to be fair, my head hair does grow quite quickly.
As,
Although I'm terrible. I don't get it cut. I'm lazy for stuff like this. I don't get my hair cut. If I do cut it, I tend to cut it myself.
yeah,
So
and there's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, another thing, I learned to cut my own hair. Saves on money. I only get my hair done once a year now, usually, and it's I go for the annual blonde, and I throw it
yeah.
in, and then I'm good to go. This year I'm doing it twice because married, so I gotta make sure that my hair looks good for
Of
that.
course,
But other
yeah.
than that, I would only ever go once. Like I haven't been since August, and like we can see the progression here. This is just a natural fade out, but that's only so my hair is only grown this much
That's quite a
since.
good amount though. That's quite a good amount, I'd say.
It's
A good amount.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I just have some people like, hey, I cut my, I just like, oh my hair grew like 8 inches in like 3 days, in 3 months. And I'd be like, fuck you.
That's nice.
That's nice. But like I don't do any skincare. I don't put any moisturizer on my face. I forget I actually have a face half the time. But my hair, I use every step of Olaplex, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. Olaplex is the best stuff for anybody who's chemically burnt your hair. Do not do step 3, it's garbage. Step 4, if you have blonde hair, get the purple shampoo. The conditioner, it's amazing. It's the best conditioner I've ever used in my hair. I've tried everything under the sun. You don't have to do step 6. You don't have to do step 7, but 8 and 9, do 9 before you curl your hair. Your curls will actually last you 2 days.
What's step 9?
Step 9 is a serum that helps restore the generation of your hair and also prevents it from heat damage.
Can you do that even if it's not blonde?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. You can
damage
use
hair?
Olaplex for any
I
of
need that in my life.
Yeah, honestly, Olaplex step 9, not sponsored by Olaplex kids, but I swear to God, it's the best product for anybody who has coarse, damaged hair. It will solve it. But the thing is, you can't just use it once and forget about it. Like you don't see results for 6 months to a year. But the thing
Where I
is
fall down.
yeah, no, if you so like I only wash my hair 3 to 4 times a month because that's all I need to do.
What? Oh no,
Yeah,
see the hair, I have to wash that like a couple of times a week.
no,
If I don't, it looks like I've dipped it in a chip pan. If I don't wash it, it's just awful. It's so bad.
that could just be from the shampoo that you're using, that it's your hair is naturally oily, so it's adding additional oils
Yeah,
in.
it is.
There are
Yeah,
like
that's a good
proper
point.
steps you got to take because yeah, I only wash my hair, I don't know, once every 10 days. I'm up. It's now been 15 days since I've washed my hair. Like look at this. Like, yeah, it's a
I
little
wish I
greasy up
could do
here.
that.
Yeah, the longer you can the longer you can go without washing your hair, the better it will be. Because the natural oils will come in and clean your hair as well after the
Yeah.
7th day. But the thing
I've been
is
told this, and I did try it once, and it just seemed to get worse and worse and worse. And I was like,
yeah, it's something
I don't know.
you have to continuously go with it. You can't just end it then and there. You gotta keep pushing
Yeah.
through, and it gets gross, but your hair will get used to it at some point. But speaking of getting used to it, we should probably get back to talking about The Sims.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Went
my
off on a bit of a tangent.
Yeah, that's fine. This whole podcast is about tangents. But hairdresser stuff, you guys ever have any questions, like let me know. I'm not a professional hairdresser, but this is just, I've done a lot of research after having my hair chemically burnt and liking to be blonde. So I've had to do a lot of how can I do both. So anyways, so Sims, welcome to the Sims community.
Yeah.
I have to ask this as anyone who's recently joined Simstagram, what is what has that community been like for you?
Oh, it's been lovely. I
Yeah.
originally joined Twitter,
Okay.
and that's where I spent most of my time. And then I think it was last year I joined Simstagram.
Okay.
And I've always struggled with Instagram in general. Like I've always struggled with even just like a personal account,
Mhm.
like understanding it. But then since I've joined, the people on there are just so much nicer.
Oh
The
yeah.
the atmosphere. I don't know if you can have an atmosphere on social media, but the atmosphere is like way better and just
Yeah.
it's just so nice. Everyone's really lovely on there. And I've been invited to a club on there in the past, and then I've spoken to you and one of these from there.
Mhm.
Like it's just everybody's so much nicer on Instagram. Or
Oh,
Instagram.
I could not agree more. I love this Instagram community. It's like a warm hug. I say it constantly all the time, but it is such a warm
Yeah.
hug. The only thing you don't get prepared for is the amount of Sims porn you'll see every day. That's a thing.
See it?
You
I
don't
don't see
see it?
it. No. I
Okay, so
think it's
just
because the only story ones that I follow are like royal families and royal stories and things like that. Anything that's like fantasy. So a lot of the time, I just think I don't follow even that or builders. So I don't think my algorithm is throwing it at me.
I
I
hope
don't
you
see it. I see it on
I
Twitter, but not on Instagram.
I hope you know that you have just created a challenge for yourself. So every time for the next week, you're going to see me every day. For every time I see something Sims porn, I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to tag you. I'm going to be like, look,
Change
it's
the
there. See, it's
algorithm.
there. It's there. I do appreciate, I know after you guys have listening to this podcast, thank you for putting 18As on stuff or like not safe for work blur outs before. Because if it's just like full fucking tits out there and I'm just like at work, as a lot of you know that like I do this throughout my day as well, and you're just like boss behind me like it's not tits. No, they're not
No,
actually.
it's art,
It's
darling. It's
art.
art.
It's art. It's art. It's fancy art. Um, no, I love Instagram. I tell everybody if you play The Sims, join this Instagram community. It is one of the most welcoming places. Everyone is so happy that you're there. Everyone will lift you up. I tell everyone to not be on Twitter because it's a dumpster fire. I've never had a good
Yeah.
reaction on Twitter. Every time I'll post something and they'll be like, "You suck." And I'm like, "Fuck me, okay," and I just like leave. I don't even
To be
engage on
fair,
Twitter anymore. I just like, here's
it's
my
not been that
shit.
bad for me.
Bye. Like
I think I've been quite lucky, to be fair, on Twitter. Again, I think it's about the people that follow and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not been too bad, except for when things get dropped and then you just see like there's always a drama on there. There's
oh my
always some kind of
god.
drama on Twitter. Every month without fail, something happens and it just causes a meltdown in the Sims Twitter community. Like
Can we just
that
take a
happens.
so I want to tell everybody, and I stay out of the Sims guru drama because I actually don't give a shit. I'm gonna be really honest with you. I don't give a shit. This platform is meant for positivity and learning. They are people. I'm gonna start with that, and they're employees. Okay, so Sims gurus just fucking create Twitter accounts for the sake of fucking being just helping with the platform. Okay, they are not EA part of the EA game changing network. They just physically
Nope.
work for the Sims. Okay, they're allowed to have opinions. It may not be the opinion that you like. That's okay. Is it their opinion wrong? I don't know. I don't know because I stay out of it because I don't care. But remember, at the end of the day, when you're writing something hurtful to somebody, it's a fucking person reading that, and you don't know their mental stability at that point. Maybe they're
Yeah.
maybe they like they're getting fucking dumped on. Imagine if that was your job. And I know a lot of you listening to this have shitty jobs, self included. If that was my shitty job, which I was in for many years, and I was getting continuously shit on at work, and I post something on Twitter and I'm like, look, and then you guys shit on me again. Can you imagine that person's mental health? Like, just let's just take a minute and just disassociate. Just because they're a Sims guru, that's not a fucking sex, okay? They are a human being. So let's treat them with respect before we
Completely agree.
dump shit on them. Maybe they said something shitty. I don't know. Is every person great? No. but basically just bandwagonly hating them. Just get out of. That's why I can't. That's why I don't bother.
Yeah, no, that does make sense to be fair. And they do like they could post just something really random and really nice, just a random picture of
Yeah,
something they've worked on, and then you go in the comments and it's just like, what the fuck's going on?
right.
Like,
You're
what is
like,
happening?
you're like, holy fuck. Like it's just a picture of a fucking sunset or something. Like, oh, the sun is setting on Solani, and they're like, you don't blah, 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 blah. And you're like,
Or why are you
Jesus.
posting pictures on Twitter? Get to work and fix it. It's like, yeah, it needs fixing, but this
It
is also we're
it
allowed
needs
to do this.
it needs
This is
fixing.
okay.
Yes, here's the beauty part. I mean, I can't say anything. I've gone on this podcast a million times because EA, you need to fix your game. But that person posting that photo, I hate to tell you guys, they're not the web developer fixing the thing. Probably not fucking anybody at EA. It's probably a marketing company that posted on their behalf. I've worked for a lot of marketing places. Y'all think it's like Jim from marketing that posts stuff? No, it's a marketing company that does that. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you are angry, I want you to finish the game, don't comment on a random photo. That's not going to do anything. All you're going to do is cause, well, I guess technically EA doesn't mind that because then you're causing buzz and then you're causing engagement and the posters are
Any
more.
publicity is good
I mean,
publicity, as they say.
yeah, but if you actually want it to be fixed, try to reach out to them directly. Try to do
Yeah.
literally anything, but besides being like, you suck, fix your game. I mean, I said it here, you suck, fix your game. This is my channel. This is
Yeah.
my thing. That's
And you're doing it
fine.
to EA as well. Like you're
Yeah.
doing it to EA rather than an individual person.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's the
I'm not saying they're
difference.
being like Sims Guru. Insert name here. You suck.
Yeah.
No. I don't even, if you honestly, if you gave me $1 million right now and said, Stoss, I'm gonna give you $1 million if you can name 2 Sims gurus. I don't even think I can name one. Okay. I think one might be popcorn if they're still there, because I just like popcorn. Okay. That's literally the only reason how I picked it out.
Yeah, there is that one. Some
There we
guru
go.
popcorn.
Cool.
Yeah, I think there is. I think they're still there anyway.
I'm
I don't know.
I'm
I've not
halfway
been on
to
social media for a while.
yeah, I'm halfway to 1 million. Okay. Like, there you go. But like, I don't, again, let's just try to be positive. And again, if EA's game is broken, we know that, but screaming
Yeah.
at the top of our lungs is not going to fix it to a guru. They're just
Never will.
employees. They're just
Yeah.
customer service, man. Like, I hate to tell you guys, customer
Imagine
service.
it's like imagine working in a call center and you have a Karen on the phone every single call.
Yeah.
Every single call, it's a Karen. Like, how would you feel? Because that's kind of what it is.
Yes.
Like the people that do that, the sim gurus, are basically the Sims version of a Karen.
Yes. Exactly. They're just like,
I get hated
blah,
for
blah,
that,
blah.
but it's true though.
It is true. It is
Yeah.
true. So just like, again, before you angrily type something, remember it's a human being on the other side
Yeah.
that could be having a really bad day and maybe can't take that. As I well, technically tomorrow is Mental Health Awareness Month, but this is coming out the middle of October, so mental health is important, guys.
Every month.
Every month is important, and we shouldn't have to dedicate a month to talk about mental health. It should be talked about every single day, 365. It is important to talk about something that is invisible, but it is there. Anyways, we're going to talk about Sims. Oh no, you're frozen again. There we go, you're back.
Back again. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I'd like to
I
say
think that's my internet.
this podcast is brought to you by EA for the amount of glitches.
They've hacked into my laptop. You said, "You've seen about me?"
Yeah, they hacked in. They're like, we have to stop this interview.
Yeah.
We're tired of Stassi bad mouthing us.
End it.
We're ending it. We're ending her career before it starts. Anyway, so we talked a little bit about like Instagram and how much it's the royal hug and the royal community. I know you build a lot of castles. Now, last week I got to sit down with 9 or 10. There was 10 people there, but I was also there, so I guess 9. So 9 amazing royal storytellers, and we got to sit down and we got to talk about what it's like to be a royal storyteller and the royal community and what's really missing in organic gameplay that's not CC. And I posed the question of, if you were going to make a royal fantasy expansion pack, what would you want? So I'm asking you the same question. For the royal expansion pack, what would you want and why?
Well, obviously I'd want the build stuff of it, so I'd want like real kind of fantasy castle build stuff in there. But
Yeah.
when it comes to the gameplay, there was a royalty mod a while ago, and that did some really good stuff on there. I don't know if it's still going about, but like you want like titles, different kinds of titles for the kings, the queens, princesses, and then lord ladies and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
I would absolutely love like coronations, to have a coronation, to be able to actually do a coronation. Although to be fair, with my wedding stories, I don't even want to know what that would end up like if they did it.
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh God. But like coronations, balls,
Mhm.
like royal balls and stuff like that. From the fantasy element like side of things, I'd love like, I don't know, elven royalty. I'd like elven royalty and fae royalty and stuff like that. But and the dresses, I want all
Yes.
of the dresses. That was the only good thing about my wedding stories to me. There was more dresses, like ballroom gown dresses and things like that. I liked that part of it. But yeah, males especially though, there's not very good male royalty
Mm-mm.
anything. But I think there's like two outfits in the Sims that you can use
Yeah.
if you don't use CC. And yeah, I'd love just everything. The fashion, the events, the build stuff especially. I'd love all of it.
I think that's amazing. I think it's a lot of stuff that's missing. As I am the author of Rose Chronicles, I am a storyteller. I need poses. I don't give a fuck whatever EA puts out. I need poses.
Yeah.
And like I have a coronation pose because I wanted someone sitting on a throne. I would like thrones. You know what I'd actually like in The Sims is a fucking tiara. And I went on last week's podcast saying the exact
Yes.
same thing.
Yes.
I didn't know. I had no
That
idea
would
there
be
was
my
no
dream.
I had no idea there was not a tiara in base game or
No.
fucking any
Well,
game.
my high school stories, I got excited over the crown. There was a crown. I was like, oh my God, there's a crown in the game now. Like, because I know I only do builds, but I do gameplay. Like, I do
Mm-hmm.
my own gameplay, and it's normally like fantasy royalty and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was quite excited because I was like, yes, there's a crown. And then it turns out it's not even in Cass, and
Yep.
you can't use it outside of the crown. And I was like,
Yep.
what? What?
So I thought the
Why?
same. I thought the same thing, and I will scream like I did last week from this podcast as well. I was like, where the fuck's the crowns? There's a fucking prom
Yeah.
king, prom queen. The fuck are the crowns? What if I'm a storyteller? What if I want to extend that story a little bit longer? That's fucking bullshit. That's number
Yeah.
two. Number two is American goddamn football. You didn't put any fucking jerseys in there. You put a gym outfit, okay?
Yeah.
Different, very different things. A gym outfit and a football uniform are very fucking different. But yet you have the whole fucking pack with a guy throwing a fucking football, okay? And you got the
Yeah.
football aspect. Why
And
the
the
fuck?
pitch.
And the pitch.
And the pitch.
Why the fuck do I have to go download CC for a fucking football uniform?
Yeah.
I know that was like 10 fucks in a row, but I was really mad about it. I was like, because that was the whole thing. Because I was like, I had a midlife crisis last year because I was not even halfway through Rose Chronicles. I was like a quarter. And I was like, oh my God, now this pack is coming out. We'll have cheerleaders. We'll have fucking school. Guess what, kids? Cheerleaders suck. Still poses. Fucking the
Yeah.
school was garbage. The school I was already using was better. Was already loads better because it was real looking. And I
Yeah.
was just like, y'all can,
It was disappointing. It was disappointing.
because like usually I come out here and like this is how you can tell I'm getting salty and bitter. I'm like, oh my God, guys, so like the newest kit, like what do you think it's gonna be? I actually don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a shit about the two kits have already come out,
Yeah.
two more to come. I don't give a fuck whatever a hot update is. I don't care. I really don't care. I I hope it's something good. I hope it is.
I got that exact same thing when Growing Together came out because
Yeah.
I'm like you, fuck infants. I don't care. I don't like babies. I don't like
Yeah.
toddlers. I don't like infants. I don't even really like kids, but I can, they're there. They're
Yeah.
okay. Like I don't even really play with teens. That sounds bad.
No, I play with
But
young adults and elders,
yeah,
and that's it. That's all my gameplay
like
allows. But yeah.
that's it. And then that pack came out, and then the world was there, and it was kind of that world is just I'm not vibing with the world at all. And then like I saw build buy stuff, the cast stuff, and it was like I'm bored. This is bored the hell out. So that I went like came off, and I just kind of didn't play Sims or anything for ages. It's only very recently that I've kind of come back on and started building again, and had the motivation to do it. because I
Yeah.
saw that pack and I'm just like, I'm bored of this. It's just nothing in there for me, like nothing at all. And then the kits as well, they're all just they're all clutter kits at the minute. I mean, everyone loves clutter. I
Mhm.
like clutter, but give me some medieval clutter. Give
Yeah.
me something niche. Like
I
this stuff
agree.
could be in base game. A lot of the stuff that they do
Eh,
could be put in base game for free. Let's
Yeah.
face it, it could.
It's all fucking be put behind a paywall, right? So like
Yeah.
you want this, you better pay $8.
Yeah.
I could not agree more. I want proper doors and windows for castles, and not you have to use the get
Yes.
famous windows and
Yeah.
the whatever fucking door.
Do love those windows, but yeah.
But like I want variety, and I agree. Like all this stuff, because like they did a bathroom clutter kit and an everyday clutter kit, and now we have a basement clutter kit. Like
Yeah.
they really dedicate everything for builders, and builders are fantastic and I love them. Here's the thing though, there's casts, there's
And the game to
storytellers, there's
play.
machinima creators. Okay, like there are other avenues of stuff that people like to do as well. I would love to see more representation. I would also like to see more representation of different cultures getting
Mm-hmm.
represented. I think that's something that's extremely lack, because like I know, like
Definitely.
honestly, I forgot that there was a new world with growing together.
Yeah,
I
it's
forgot.
very forgettable,
I
to be fair. It's quite a forgettable world.
So my game is broken and I've just left it because I kind of like it. So at the end of the world, I have the werewolf world and the high school world twice.
Oh,
Yeah, it
instead of
goes.
the,
Yep,
the
it
other
goes
one.
twice, and it's two worlds. They're not connected, so I can build in both worlds. That's why I love it. So
Oh,
I'm never gonna say anything because I just have two extra free worlds with more two lots. And
that's
then
quite good.
yeah, I know. So I think it's a fucking great bug for
Yeah.
EA. That's why I'm not calling and canceling it. So, but then I had the growing together world was like squeezed in, and I was like, oh, cool. I should probably like check out this expansion world just so I can, I guess talk about it. And I
Yeah.
was like, it has like 4 lots. I was like, what the fuck is this? There's more lots in like werewolf.
Yeah.
And that pack, the expansion pack was like 50% less. I mean, I am happy for the infants, for the
Yeah.
people
A
that like,
lot of people wanted that,
yeah,
and that, like, happy for them. More than happy. Like,
yeah,
I was glad to see it finally come. Everyone was like, what's it called? God, Generations. Everyone was like, yes, Generations. It's
yeah.
here finally. It's not Generations because, as
It,
everyone always states, that's kind of been broken up.
yeah.
Or,
Well, it's
but
it's it's into like 3 rounds, 4 rounds, no,
yeah,
3. Okay,
but they
so you
finally
have,
got it,
yeah, so you
which is
have
good.
infants. This is what it's growing together. Actually, I'm gonna go back to 4. So you have that, and then you have high school, then you
Yeah,
have university,
yeah.
and I
Wedding
can't remember.
stories,
Oh yeah, there's a fourth one as well that I was like, oh, like, oh, I nifty
parenthood.
parenthood. Okay, so there's 5 nifty knitting, something for elders to do. Okay,
Yeah,
so I just said about 200 Canadian dollars of what a $50 pack should be, or in the base game, or
yeah.
just in the base game.
There's a
Um,
lot that should be in the base game.
yo, yes, because I know you're a builder. I'm assuming you don't use CC, right?
No, I like CC, but I get when I've tried to use it in the past, I get really easily overwhelmed by the choice. Like I do anyway with just the sim stuff.
Yeah.
So I get overwhelmed with the choice and like, nope, just delete it. Oh no, can't go too much.
You godsend, because anytime, because like I'm avid as a storyteller, we use CC in every aspect that we do. I don't give a shit. I don't care, because I will, people will say like, if you're a builder and you use CC, you're not a builder, and I'm like, but
You
we use
are,
mods.
yeah,
I'm sorry
you
guys,
are a
Tool
builder.
and Red Shelf is a fucking mod, okay? Because
Yeah,
I will, that's something I can't stand. I'll see where it's like, you can't use CC, but Red Shelf and Tool are okay, but it's a mod.
I mean, I
It
suppose what they're saying is you can put it in the gallery
Yeah,
and
you
it
can.
won't flag as CC, but it is technically it's a
It's
mod.
technically
CC is
CC.
modifying the
So,
game.
so
Yeah,
what if EA decides one day they could wake up and say, you can't use Red Shelf anymore, you can't use Tool, it's counted as CC. What the fuck you builders gonna do? Imagine
I mean
console
to be
players that have been
fair,
that way all the time.
I use Tool very, very lightly. If I use it, it's normally just to like put something up or down. Can't remember the words for it. I don't
Like
use it that
moving
often.
things.
Better
Yeah.
build by, however, I would be lost without that
Yeah.
one. Like just easily getting all the debug and the live edit stuff in a catalog and it's all organized. Like
Yeah.
I'd be lost without that. If I
It,
lost that, I'd be devastated.
like, I wish EA would just contact that person who made that and said, we want to put this in the game and
Yeah.
we will pay you. We will pay you. I usually will pay you like 0.1% of every time someone buys the game. With that will add up very quickly.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of stuff like that. Like, why are we spending $1,000 on a game that's broken? But like, CC should enhance the game, not fix the game. And this has been an overarching theme for the last couple episodes. And I agree. Why are we spending so much money for something that's broken, and then we'll just go down on a mod and it's so much better, but yet the modders are not getting the recognition for they so deserve? I think it's really sad.
There's
In my
that
opinion.
curse forge thing, but it doesn't seem to have like, I don't know. It just like I used it, but then I just found it easier to go into the websites or onto the Patreons and
Yeah,
get things off there instead.
I
Like
agree.
I don't know. It
I
doesn't seem to be as good as what it was made out to be when it was first announced.
So I was so confused when it first announced because I thought it was something completely different, and then I thought, oh my god, they're gonna bring CC to content to console players. Nope,
Yeah.
that didn't happen. And I've asked people, and people have made money off it. CC creators, so they do enjoy it, but they make more money doing Patreon.
Yeah.
And that makes much more sense. So if you like a CC creator and you like what they do, and if you're able to support them, go support them on Patreon, because that's
Patreon.
how they're
Yeah.
able to make their content. That is how
Yeah.
they're able to do this. It's not from Curse Force. It's not from whatever pennies EA gives them. Because I know they have to follow strict rules as well on Curse Force. Like, you have to wait an X amount of days for it to do something with something, and you can't design things, you can't carbon copy stuff. It's weird. It's weird things. It's just they're trying to make it complicated because basically they just want you to not use CC. They want you to just use whatever EA gives you. But like, the Sims are campy and weird without CC. Like, they are. Like, I'm just like tired of, like, I'll be like, and I love I love the machinima community. I've been in a lot of machinima voice actor projects, and you see them and they're like in a mad scene and they're like, I'm mad. And then they're walking, they're like,
Yeah, that does happen.
And then they're back to being mad again because once the whatever action, like, it's so campy. Like, I wish the emotion, like, I wish we could get
the always like
yeah
really big cartoonish frowns and
yeah
stuff.
like mm, mm, mm. Right. So like, I think it's just like, I kind of wish they would up the age for The Sims to 14A, because it's not a kids game. And let's stop marketing it as a kids game. It's T for teen, and we know kids will play it.
But they've made it a kids game though now, haven't they?
Right.
That's the thing. They've made it a kids game. So
Well,
like, because I always remember, because I didn't play the older Sim games, but I always remember seeing them and being like, there was a woman, a stripper popping out of a cake.
Yes.
And people getting it on a sofa, and this was on the adverts on TV. Yep. Like, people getting it on the sofa and stuff like that, and you just like, it's completely different now. There's nothing like that in there.
Well, I think time has changed, and I'm gonna use this as a great example. So I recently gone back and started watching Survivor. So we are now in the season 10 of Survivor. So this is like peak 2004 when this came out. They're dropping the R word like it's no tomorrow. Like, it's a complete, they're like, oh, well, I'm here with an openly blank beep. I'm not even gonna say it because I will swear on this podcast, but I will not use this language. Or think of like How I Met Your Mother and the transphobia of like, oh, is it a she or a he? That used to be like the culture of it being okay.
No, back then,
it's different. Times have changed dramatically, and now it's now in this time where like, we want to play it so safe. And again, I'm not condoning what was said 20 years ago. I'm not.
Yeah.
But things have changed in the last 20 years and how we speak to each other. I think that's just because how the millennials are now becoming the main, like, into the workforce, and how we're very accepting and we don't tolerate bullshit. Yeah. We don't like hate speech. So it's fascinating. But yeah, like 20 years ago, they're like, oh yeah, like go back and watch the first season of Survivor, and it's culture shock to know that's 20 years ago. Or even Grey's Anatomy. Go back and watch for like first seasons of Grey's Anatomy.
British
It's
TV shows as well,
yeah,
exactly the same. Like if you watch some of the old ones,
yeah.
like especially from the 90s, oof,
Ooh,
oof.
right?
They were hardcore, like, what?
Mhm. Where
Yeah,
now it's different. It's very different now. Where
yeah,
it's warm hugs and great. And I'm not saying now is bad. I'm just saying times have changed since go-go cages, girl coming out of the cake, the heart vibrating bed. Like those are the most iconic parts of The Sims.
yeah.
But like back then it was okay, I gotta rephrase. Kids in 2000 and kids in 2023 are two different style of kids. Kids in 2000 didn't have internet. We didn't
That's
have social
true. They
media.
didn't.
So
Yeah, nope.
we were in like we our innocent minds was like maybe we snuck watching a porno on HBO after our parents went to sleep. Like that was
Wait, on
like
HBO? What?
yeah.
HBO?
Yeah, HBO.
Really?
Yeah. They used to like at age it was called HBO After Dark in like
Oh my God.
2000 and they would have porn from like 11 p.m. to like 4 a.m. like every day.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so like
That
or
reminds me
like
of Channel 4 here, which used to have something called Eurotrash.
yeah.
And that was always on at like after 11. And that was like, it wasn't porn, but it was like
Yeah,
about porn.
like riskier TV, okay? Just
Yeah.
like a little like risque, or like maybe if you were a boy and you're like your dad gave you his porno magazines, which apparently happens, but I find that so weird of like passing down the pornos to like the next generation. Be like, here,
Do you think
son,
that still happens?
I masturbated to these. Your turn, and just keep passing it on. Like I think that's so fucking weird. So that's like our
Oh my God,
generation
family tradition.
family tradition. As soon as you're 13, you're a man. Here's daddy's porn. Go nuts.
Oh God.
So so you have that type of generation where we were just like I think like the most like scandalous thing like I ever did was like start a MySpace page and like I had like my emo sad rock on there. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's like crazy. That was like, what? She's a Fallout Boy fan? Like, what the fuck? Where kids now, like, they want cell phones at 4. They have the ability to go on social media and tell them, like, basically, social media is the downside of us all. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
I will not allow my kids to be on social media until they're 18 years old. I also will not put my child's face on social media, which I've had a lot of flack about saying that. They're like,
No,
well,
that,
you put yourself out there. I'm like, because I'm a consenting adult.
yeah, I agree
I
with you on that one.
yeah, as someone who works
Yeah.
social media or even in the lawyer practice, like do not put your kids' faces on social
Mm.
media. Anyways,
You can
I
never be
think
sure.
I think that's what's different is back then we were just kind of lived in this like innocent bubble of just like, well, it's go-go dance, like whatever, they're dancing in a cage, where now you're like the internet's there, social media is there,
Yeah.
TikTok is there, like these kids are just getting fed into. Imagine the generation after them. So I think that would be generation beta.
Alpha.
No,
Oh,
we're
beta.
currently into alpha, so it'd be beta.
Oh,
So that would be kids probably born after 2035. I'm gonna give them another 10. Imagine how that generation's gonna be like, because that means the Gen Zers, whatever the fuck they're called, that would
Gen
be their
Zs.
Gen Zs, that would be their parents. That's
Wow.
weird. Yeah, right. Imagine how that
And that's
generation's
only
gonna
like
be.
10 years away. What?
Yeah,
I can't cope with how quick time's moving.
yeah, because like a millennium ends in 1996, so I'm just on the cusp. I'm born 1993,
Wow.
right? So that anything after that is Gen X, the Gen Zer.
In
So
my head, it's still the noughties. Like in my head,
yeah,
it's the 90s was 10 years ago. Like
I know. Well, it's like
it's so weird.
it's like 11. Millie Bobby Brown's getting married. She's like
Yeah.
19.
Wow.
I was like, what? They're like, can you legally get married? Can you like how old are you? Like it's just kind of stuff like that. But like it's just a different time that I really wish that like I wish they would take it back, claw it back, because like kids are gonna listen, kids are gonna play it if it's not for TV for
Yeah.
14. But like reward the adults that play this.
Well,
Because
that
there's
seems to be the majority of the customer base these days. It seems to be like older Gen Zs and
yeah,
millennials that play The Sims.
yeah, it's 18 to 40 is the range
Yeah.
as of 2023 when this is being recorded. 18 to 40 is the range. Okay.
Yeah, so cater to them.
Cater to the 18-year-olds. There's no fucking kid being born right now or even 10 years ago is like, man, you know what I want to do? I want to play The Sims. No, they want
Yeah,
to play Fortnite. They want to play Minecraft. They want to play whatever the fuck kids play. Roblox or whatever. This is how old I am. I don't know. I don't care.
I don't have a
But
clue.
I have no clue because but like we stuck with it because this game meant so much to us because this was like the first time where we felt like we were in the like as control to do something.
Yeah,
We could control what was around us in this game. Nobody was telling us what to do. So we're like, if I want to build a castle, I'm going to build a fucking castle. I want to build a family, I'm going to build a family. Right? So I think we need to gear back to adults because adults are the people playing this game. And if there are
yeah.
children playing this game, isn't meant for you. It's meant for us.
Imagine the gameplay if they did. Imagine how much better it'd be.
Oh my
Like
god.
werewolf, for example, would be they wouldn't look like what they look like if it was geared for
Yeah.
adults. Like,
Well, I like actual geared for that. I didn't have to download Wicked Whims or Wonderful
yeah,
Whims or any of like those
wonderful
like
limbs, yeah.
yeah, either one of those two mods. Like I just I did a shower scene in Rose Chronicles last week. I'm so lazy. I just don't want to download the mod or the cheat to get rid of the blurred out nudes. So I
Yeah.
just didn't do it. I put her in like the skimpiest back bikini I could possibly get, put it in Photoshop and just did poses of her being in the shower because I just couldn't be bothered to turning off the nude things. To be
That's quite a
fair,
clever idea, to be fair.
yeah, I was just like, I'm just quick now. I'm just like, this is what I wanted. To
Yeah.
be fair, when I downloaded Wicked Whims, I only had it on my computer for 35 seconds and I saw Briar's old lady tits and I threw my window off my because I was like, I didn't know.
I did,
Yeah.
I did the same thing. So
Yep.
I was like, oh, because I liked it. It was before Wonderful Winds, and I liked the attraction system and stuff like that. And I downloaded it, put it on. I was just playing, and it was my fancy. And the next thing that was like a tavern, and then there was just all this going. I was like, delete, delete,
Yep.
delete.
Delete. Because like just when I'm having a bad day, and we all have bad days, I remember my job is not to make fake penises for Sims. That's someone's job, guys, is to make fake boobs and fake penises. Like, how
People living
do
the
you have
best
to
lives.
you have to stare at a penis as a reference? Like,
Probably, yeah. I
probably.
imagine so.
How do you Google it? Do we go to HBO after 11 p.m. and watch porn? Like,
Yeah.
don't Google penis reference photos because like you don't
I
want
hope we're
that.
not using the word PCs.
I hope you know because obviously technology listens to us. Or I'm gonna get so many like, is your penis hurting ads?
You're not going to need to tag me in those posts on Instagram now. They're just going to come up.
I kid you not. As soon as my day is done, because like I will see at least like some form of Sims fake boob or like the boob with like the little heart covering the nipple, like at least like 8 times a day. So I'm about to destroy your world. By the way, of the amount of Sims porn I'm gonna send you. But yes, remember, kids, somebody makes Sims penises and Sims balls for a living. So
Yeah. And very realistic as well.
yep, that's the most gross part of it. The veins are the fuck the shit.
All.
Or and you know what actually makes me so gross? Is the fucking hair, the pubes that go with it. Because some of the mods you
I've
can
not
add
seen them.
pubes.
I've not seen them. Oh no, I've not seen them.
That thing makes you more gross. It's just like because I didn't realize. And it's like Wicked Waves or something, and I had like the pube mod, and like I was like, and I just saw Oliver with like pubes, and I was like, that's not how I pictured.
I wonder if they've made them work with the which one was it? Which pack was it that had the shaving? The shaving option.
No,
I wonder if they've
like,
made it work with that.
oh god, being able to establish hair growth. Oh my, imagine gotta trim my balls.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why this podcast is not meant for children. This is why
No.
the Sims game is not meant for children. Like
Yeah.
literally.
Uh,
Oh my god. It was okay. Well, one final tangent about this is I love Pete Davidson. I love him so much. I love what he does. He's so funny. And he was just on Jimmy Fallon on Friday promoting that he might be on SNL. Who knows? There might be a writer strike come Monday. So he's like, my guess might not be. And he like gives Jimmy Fallon a bowl shaver. He's like, I'm
They
partnering with this
exist.
brand. Yeah, it's specifically
What?
meant so you can shave your bowls without cutting your
I
bowls.
learned something new today.
I didn't know that existed. I'd like one for females because I don't know about you, but I always cut myself.
Yeah, it's
Very
horrible.
bad.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps telling me to get lasered, like just laser it off, and I'm like, I'll just go to the money tree. Okay, I'm just gonna go take a quick trip to the money because it's like $1,500 to go
Yeah.
get like your cookie hair removed. The
Yeah,
fuck
we
out of
don't
here.
have all that expendable cash.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't have. If I had that much expendable cash, I'd live a very different lifestyle. Being like,
Yeah.
no cookie hair. Anyways, long story short, so The Sims. So we're gonna talk about The Sims. So we talked a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like Sims porn. I guess that's actually what it's like on Instagram. So Sims and porn.
Yeah. You're just
I'm,
easing me into that
I'm
algorithm.
easing you into that. Was actually not the plan of this podcast. That's just what this one's just taken us. So we talked a little bit about like you building castles, but as someone who has built a castle, it is extremely difficult to build a castle. I want to hear your starting process from beginning to end.
So I actually found castles the easiest thing to build. It's building houses, like normal houses that I struggle because I can't, I'm so bad at them. I'm shit at building them. But like if I'm building a castle, honestly, I will just put squares down. I'll put a load of squares down. Decide if I like it or not. Probably bulldoze about 1,000 times before I get a shape that I like, and then I just start building. I don't have a plan. I don't plan these things. I'll just be like, oh, I fancy building a red castle today, or I fancy
Mm-hmm.
it's mainly blue. I seem to have an obsession with blue castles for some reason. I keep every castle that I do almost is blue. I think it's because blue is the easiest color to use in The Sims
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many objects and doors and exterior stuff that is in the color blue. It's just the easiest one. But yeah, I don't really have a process. I do. I build the exterior first because that's the easiest to do, and then I cry when I have to do the interior. I always leave the interior last because I hate it. I hate doing the interior. I'm so bad at it. I just get a load of get famous stuff and just throw it in there.
Yep.
Like the interiors of my castles are just get famous spewed up in a room with all of the ridiculous, luxurious items on there.
It's so true.
But yeah.
That bed is everything. I use
Oh, I
that in
know.
every.
That's
It's
always that's in the main bedroom. That's
yeah,
the
like
queen or the king's
yeah,
bedroom.
exactly because it's like the only good bed that you
Yeah.
could use.
And it has a throne. It actually has a throne. It's not the
Yes.
best throne. Color options are shit. Like they're not very good at all.
Yep.
But it has a throne. You
I
can use it on occasions.
I literally use it all the time in Rose Chronicles, and I grab my
Yeah.
teleporter, and he just sits up there
Yeah.
because I cannot be bothered to grab an actual find a real throne. I just like it because it's gaudy. Okay, that's how I
Yeah.
imagine it to be. Very gaudy.
Yeah.
Now I have to ask because there's as the Barbie movie approaches, which will already be out by this point, are you going to build any Barbie castles before the movie comes out?
All right. I crashed then again. EA started
Oh,
messing with my network.
that's
Say
okay.
that again. Barbie
Oh
movie.
yeah. No, it's okay. So as we know, the Barbie movie will be coming out very shortly. And as we think of Barbie,
Yeah.
we think of Barbie Princess. Are you going to build any Barbie themed castles before the movie comes out?
I don't know. I have done a pink castle before. I
Yeah.
think I've done a pink castle. I'm pretty sure I've done like a pink castle, which I guess you could class as a Barbie castle.
Yeah.
But that's an interest. I don't normally do from reference. The only one I've ever done from reference is the Game of Thrones
Okay.
castle. Which one did it? Castle Black, the where all the knights people go. Can't think
Yeah.
words. But yeah, that's the only one I've ever done from reference. So I've never really done from reference before, apart from that. But it would be quite an interesting one to try and do. I've seen a lot of people do Barbie builds recently. Like there seems to be a lot of them going around, but the pink and pink
Mm-hmm.
is hard to do in The Sims. It's not
Pink.
easy to do.
Pink is the fucking hardest to do. So I just did
It is really hard.
a collab with Tattooed Simmer, and I recreated a very famous bakery that's in Chelsea and London. And it's
Yeah.
outside. It's pink. Okay, so I tried to build it in The Sims. It didn't turn out pink. It turned out like a really sad skin color because that's just how the
Ooh.
sun hit it. Because it's not meant to be outside with that pink. So
Yeah.
I was so shocked to see that like they just kind of fall flat. The only reason I just asked is because of, like we're about to see. I mean, this is coming out in October, so it already have happened, but a lot of Barbie themed stuff in the next little bit.
Definitely.
I mean, I gotta get on the train.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah,
Got
no,
it.
there will definitely be a lot of bad. I've already seen the is it like the advertising thing that they have, and everyone's been putting Sims in it,
Yeah.
like this Barbie is the
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's going to be a big influx of that. To be fair, big influx. I think I'd rather be doing the Dungeons and Dragons builds instead. I just went and saw that movie the other day, and it was awesome.
Was it
I
good?
loved it.
I
Yeah, it's unexpectedly good. Unexpectedly good. Like you kind of expect it to just not be that great because it's not had the best rep for movies in the past, but it's
Mhm.
really good. It's a great movie. Go and see it.
Interesting. It's just out of theaters now. I wanted to see it, but also Mario was in theaters at the same time. And have you seen Mario?
I haven't.
Okay.
I've
Because
clocked it
I was
again.
gonna
Oh, there
start
we go. I haven't, but I have Peaches played in my head on repeat every single day.
Peaches, 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 peaches,
Peaches,
peaches,
peaches,
peaches,
peaches,
peaches,
peaches,
peaches,
peaches,
peaches.
peaches, peaches,
I
peaches. Love you.
love
I
I
love
I
that.
I fucking love Peaches. So
It's awesome.
I did not know that was in the movie. I kept that like I kept all spoilers out because as soon as I saw that Chris Pratt was in it, and I was like, that's just Chris Pratt. That's not even Mario. I just was like, whatever. And then my girlfriend Lauren wanted to see it. So I went and I like had such a blast because it was an actual like hour and a half long film. It was just like I'm used to like as adult movies, they're like 3 hours now. So it was like just quick hour and a
Yeah.
half. It was fun, it was entertaining, and this fucking Peaches comes out, and I'm just like, oh my god. So and then and then I took my fiance like a week later because he's a huge Super Mario fan. I was like, okay, like you're gonna love it, but let me know what your thought of Peaches was. And he left. He's like, Peaches, 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 Peaches. So like the other so the next day I like because I go to work really early. I get up at like 6 a.m. He doesn't have to work till 9 and he works from home. So he gets up at about 9:30.
That's more like it.
Yeah. So I messaged him after and I was like, Jason, 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 Jason. I was like, I think I say our farts can't keep us apart. I will always love you with all of my heart. I love you. Jason, Jason, Jason.
Oh,
Like I
I love
literally
it.
texted that to him. Like it
Oh,
was
that's
just
awesome. I
so
sing it. I sing it to my fiance
yeah,
and to my
it's
cat.
so cute. Like anybody, I guess yeah, it's coming out later. Go stream it wherever it is. It's so cute. It's so fun.
I need to watch it.
You need to watch it.
I really
It's going
need to. Yeah.
because it's what is it? Oh, I think it's not a Sony. Or is it a Sony? It's
I have.
DreamWorks. It's DreamWorks.
Yeah, it's a DreamWorks.
I think DreamWorks. I think they're under Paramount. Yeah, it'd probably be out by now on Paramount Plus
Mm.
potentially to stream. Movies don't last that long, like because like the old school days. So a movie would be in theaters for 90 days, and now it's 45.
Yeah, because
So
everyone wants to stream instead.
I
It's
know, and
easier.
that makes me so sad. Throughout the pandemic, I went above and beyond to try to save movie theaters because that my favorite thing to do in the whole world is go to a movie theater and watch a
How
movie.
is it?
Yeah,
What did you
that's
do?
pardon. I
What
would
did you do?
support. I bought a lot of popcorn, like a shit ton, and I bought gift cards as well, especially to local theaters that don't have the
Yeah,
support of like a big backing, like small local theaters. I would buy gift cards. I would use them. I'd give them to people so they could do all that stuff. And again, I bought a
yeah,
shitload of popcorn because for a lot of people don't realize that's the biggest thing that they're like popcorn's so fucking expensive movie theater. Just so everybody knows, that's actually how movie theaters make their money
make
is
money. Yeah,
popcorn. They do not make money off box sale tickets. They have to give a percentage of that back to the studio. That's how studios make money. So say it's $10 to see a movie. The studio takes 80%, you get to keep $2.
oof.
So that is how most movie theaters work. So
Yeah, it's not much.
that's why they like this because I have the subscription service to Landmark where it's $10 a month and I can go see a movie. It's prepaid. So even if I don't see a movie
Yeah,
that month, they get my $10, but I still get a ticket and I can accumulate my tickets kind of idea. That's another thing as well. If you want to support theater is do subscription services. I love them because I love seeing the movies. I love keeping that open. There's nothing more fun if you're at a nerdy movie. Let's say Batman. Batman's a great example. The whole room, like a midnight showing before everybody else, everyone's in their Batman gear. We're eating our popcorn. We're like, what? Bah! Like, that is a feeling second
we
to
don't
none.
have that here. We
Really?
don't have that. No,
That, see,
like
this is
those.
like,
I don't. I think
this is a huge
they've
North
started to
American
happen
thing.
with Marvel. I think Marvel has kind of brought that over here, and people are starting to do that. But we don't have that same thing when we go and see a movie at the cinema. Like you don't get that same thing that you guys have over there where everyone reacts to it and everyone's clapping
Yeah.
and cheering.
Yeah, or
Like it
like
doesn't happen.
you will if so like for so a lot of movies here you can do what is called the fan showing or the night before. So most movies, if it's a big movie, actually comes out the day before. You just have to look and see it when you get your tickets, and that's for the
Yeah,
super fans that want to see it. It's also for the movie critics that want to see it as well.
yeah,
So you can go that, and you're just in a room with super fans, and usually at the end of the movie they clap, or you'll just be like, yeah, or that's awesome. Like, because I mean, I pulled Batman out of my ass, but I did the Batman pre-showing. So it
yeah,
was for super fans. It was expensive as hell. I'm not gonna lie. It was like $90. But we got comic books that came with popcorn and all this stuff. And we got to be one of the first exclusive fans to see it. And also theaters were trying to save themselves
yeah.
from going bankrupt. And I would do anything to save that experience. It was packed to the best that it could because of our
That's
COVID
good.
restrictions. It was packed. There were kids in their Batman costumes. There was people, and at the end, you could just kind of feel this like, I can't believe I got to finally go back to the movie theater and do that experience. Because
Yeah.
like again, if I had a dream, I would just review movies for my entire life. I love being a movie reviewer, but
Maybe that's another one to add to your podcast, talking about movies.
I wish I want to host a podcast talking about the canceled Sims movie that everyone
Oh,
forgot
that was
about.
a thing, wasn't it?
That
That
was a
was a
thing.
thing.
It was supposed to come
Yeah.
out in
I think I watched a video
2007.
on that.
Yeah, I want to do a podcast talking about the movie. Maybe by this time this podcast comes out, maybe I've already done it. But I want to
Yeah.
talk about like the canceled movie, or because like there was also like a TV series in the works, like an animated series of like I do not think The Sims needs a movie. I
I don't
don't
know. I
think.
mean, I didn't think Barbie needed a live action movie, but here we are.
Oh,
That is a thing now. So
we are going to
I'm
disagree with
confused at
that.
how that's going to work out. I don't understand what the plot line is going to be or anything, but yeah, we'll see. I think Sims could do something similar. You never know. Get Bella Goth out there being the main character.
I guess, but who? Okay, who would play Belle? Who would play Belle Goth? You're casting The Sims movie. Who would play Belle Goth?
Oh, I mean, if it was my dream casting,
Dream casting.
it probably would have been Megan Fox back in the day, not now. Like younger Megan Fox, probably. She's got that kind of, when she had a hair like Hollywood hairstyle, that kind of thing. Why would you say?
I definitely would have thought Megan Fox. I don't know, to be honest with you.
I just imagine Bella Goth being like this proper beautiful, young,
Yeah.
beautiful
Uh,
woman.
who would I want? I'm trying to think of like actresses that could play. I don't know. I can't think of anybody that would be iconic enough to play Bella Goth. I don't know because also this is people like the Sims franchise is either whitewashed her or not whitewashed her. So I don't know. I want to make sure I can get the correct actress to
That's true.
play.
Yeah,
I'm
that is true.
I just like I don't know. I don't know. I'm playing it safe. I don't know.
I think it'd be harder for you because you've got the nostalgia to like the older
Yeah.
Sims games. You've got that connection. It's like when people talk about like books and stuff when the fan casting books and they're like
Yeah.
the favorite characters. Like there's no one who can play that character because
Yeah.
I have that character exactly how I expect him to be in my head, and no one's ever going to play that well enough. And I think that's what it is. Whereas for me, I've only been on Sims 4, so I've not got the nostalgia to the older games to be like, oh, who could play the most iconic person?
Right. Okay. I think here's my answer. It's not, I'm keeping it safe. I would want a no name person to play Bella Goth. I would want someone fresh out of uni for acting, to someone just doe-eyed, ready to go. I think that's what we would need. I would want the whole Sims cast. It's like I wouldn't want famous people. I would want just no name.
Mortimer. What
Ah,
about Mortimer?
no. I'm going with the same answer. I'm keeping my answer safe. I want no name actors. Who's your Mortimer?
What's his name now? I can't remember his name. He plays like Zorro and the voice of Puss in Boots. Was he the original? Was he the 90s?
You mean the dad from Spy Kids?
Was he the dad from Spy Kids? Yeah.
It's
Yes, because I'm sure he played the original, not the original, the 90s Adams Family.
yeah.
oh God, I
The
can't remember the
dad.
names. Yeah, but he
Yeah.
played him, and that's who I always get from Mortimer. I always think of the Adams family when I think
Yes.
of the Goth
Okay.
family,
Yes. Okay. I'll give you that
with a little
answer.
moustache and everything.
Yeah, a little pencil.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's so funny.
Oh,
That's
actually, Jennifer who played Wednesday would be a good Bella Goth. She'd play a good Bella Goth.
yep. Actually,
Yeah.
okay, Bella Goth, I'd like to see yeah, the new girl from Adams, Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Jenna.
Jennifer or Tina,
Jenna.
I
It's
want to
not
say.
Jennifer. It's Jenna something something. I feel
Jenna.
really
Yeah.
yeah, her. I
She'd be
think
really good.
she do really good. She's like our new spooky queen. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. She's the younger generation spooky queen. Okay,
Yeah.
so you clearly watch Wednesday. So I have to ask. I did not like Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia. Did you like her?
Me neither. And she was actually my fan casting for Morticia before I realised she'd been casted as it. And then when I watched it, I was like, oh no, no,
Okay.
I just
Do you
wasn't feeling it.
do you know what it was for me? And it was only one thing, and it wasn't her acting. It was her fucking lack of eyebrows. Bothered the shit out of me. And I cannot unsee it. She was so
See, I didn't
plastered.
notice that, but I feel like Morticia wouldn't have had them anyway. Would she have
Morticia
had them?
90s had the thickest black eyebrows you could ever
Really?
imagine. And that was
See, I always think really
iconic.
tiny, thin eyebrows,
But they were
like the
black.
comic version.
They
Yeah,
were thick. Catherine Zeta
I
Jones's
need to. I need to
eyebrows.
see a picture
Yeah. We're
because I can't see it.
okay. We're gonna you pull up the 90s. I'm gonna pull up Catherine Zeta Jones. We're gonna pull up some notes. For anybody listening, this is what we're doing. We're on our phones. If you want to fast forward through this, go nuts. Wait till you hear us talking again.
Right, where
Okay,
is
so
she?
Catherine.
I mean, yeah, they were relatively thick. Yeah, they were relatively thick, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay, so that is
Yeah,
how
they
I
were.
pictured Morticia. Just
Yeah.
thick eyebrows, because that is the generation that we have. Okay. Here is a picture for anybody listening and can't see. I'm showing a picture of Catherine Zeta-Jones as full Morticia, and it's really bad because you can't see it because it's fucking light. But there's no thick
No eyebrows.
eyebrows.
I never even noticed that.
That's the
I never
first thing
noticed
I
it.
noticed. I was like,
Wow.
and I'm not being like, oh, she didn't do it because of the eyebrows. It had a hard time believing she was Morticia because in my mind she didn't look like Morticia. The makeup
Yeah.
artist for her put way too much foundation. Like any scene that she's in, you can see that it's so caked on. I just had a hard time picturing her. But the father, he did amazing.
I liked him. Yeah, I
Yeah,
liked him. I did like him.
I liked him a lot.
I thought he was quite funny. I enjoyed him in it.
Yes.
I didn't think the chemistry between them was very good though.
No.
The chemistry between him and Catherine Zeta-Jones wasn't great. It wasn't like what we used to.
Yeah.
Them two.
Well, exactly. Like she was just kind of like not. I don't want to say repelled by him, but like she wasn't giving it her all.
No,
So that makes
she
me really
wasn't
sad.
in love with him.
No, she
Like,
wasn't like I would hope when she comes back for Wednesday season 2, she takes some of the notes that fans have left her
yeah,
and just kind of lean more into it and the makeup artist, don't cake the makeup on. We can see it because you had to use a lot of
yeah,
lights because it's a very dark set and you can just see in like multiple sets where the makeup is so caked on.
yeah.
And just like fill those eyebrows in. I know you had like a fucking 4B pencil. Let's take a 6B, just a little darker. It's like there were scenes she didn't even look, she had eyebrows. So I understand that she was also filming the National Treasure show at the exact same time, so she couldn't have like super dark eyebrows and stuff.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like
Yeah, you can draw them on with makeup.
yeah, guys, this is tint. Okay, I tint my eyebrows. It's easy. Just throw it on. It's good for 2 weeks. It's fine. Just tint them, or just fill
Yeah.
them in and then take it off. It's fine.
Filming's
Anyways,
easier. You can take them off same day.
exactly. Well, anyways, so back to The Sims. So on our tangent of who we would cast, I got a couple more questions for you, and then I'm gonna let you go because it's been a very fun interview. I feel like if I didn't wrap this up, we could talk for like 6 hours.
I know.
So for anybody who wants to start building castles, what would you recommend, and where would you recommend them to start?
Pinterest is a great place to start. go on
Yeah.
Pinterest, look at inspiration for castles. If I'm trying to get an inspiration of an idea for a castle, that's where I'd go.
Mhm.
A lot of people will probably say look at layouts, but don't just go random. The best way to make a castle look good and not like a box with some turrets on it is just randomly place down boxes.
Okay.
Place random boxes down and then add your little turrets to those boxes. Like I don't connect all my buildings. I have like separate buildings. Like for my castle, one building is like the throne room and the ballroom. Another building is like where all the bedrooms will be in the lounge area. Then one building will be like the dining hall and the kitchen. Like I have separate buildings, and
Mhm.
then they're all connected by the gardens through pathways and stuff like that, rather than connecting it all. And that way you can make one building higher than the other. You can kind of get the different turret heights and the different tower heights.
Mhm.
So that's something I would definitely say, and just go random with it. Um, and if you're just starting out, just start with the exterior. Don't worry
Mhm.
about the interior because that is the most daunting bit. Having to do the interior of a castle, it takes a long time. Um, but yeah, I just tend to put the same things in every time. But yeah,
Uh,
go random with it.
I like that. And now that you can do rounded walls, has that made a difference to your castle building?
Used them. No, I haven't used them. I hate them. I hate them. I was so
Mhm.
excited for round walls. I was like, yes, I can make a real tower. And then I tried to use it. I was like, this isn't working. This is not working. And I haven't done a single build with them in at all.
That's so
I've just stuck to my little
that's so
hexagon ones. Yeah.
yeah, that's so funny because that's like because anytime like we were kids, like we always had to make like medieval castles because like we only learned about the Middle Ages kids in fifth grade, and
Yeah.
that is unanimous around for Canadian education. Like we didn't talk anything past we talked about the Black Death for like a day, and that's the plague. We didn't talk about the
Wow.
importance of it. It's because it's not talked about, but we talked a lot about Canadian culture, and a lot
Yeah.
about like what we did to the native people, which is very bad.
Yeah.
So, anyways, long story short, but we always had to build the castle, and it's the classic paper tower tubes, and then
Yeah.
your cardboard boxes, and it goes bloop, bloop.
Cut it
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
yeah. Your
There's
bricks
a name
always
for
on
them.
the
I can't
top.
think what they're called. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, that's so funny. Last question, but certainly not least. What is your favorite castle you've built, and why?
Oh, that's a hard one. That is a hard one. I would probably say it is the problem with my castles is I'm very unimaginative with the names, and they're all pretty much called something very similar. But there was one that I did, which was like the Royal Castle or something. It was all blue. It was huge, like. And the reason why I love it is because I went to town on the interior, and I'm really proud of the interior in that one. And I think it's like on my Instagram, I think it's kind of like the second one that's pinned, so in the middle, it's in the middle pinned. And that one I was proud of because I actually like the interior in that one, and I really tried with it. The exterior just kind of looks like every other castle that I've done, but the interior was special because I was like, this actually looks good. But it'll be called the Royal Castle or something. But most of my castles like Royal Castle or Fantasy Castle, Fairy Tale Castle, things like that.
Well, if you can find the name before next Friday, I would love to use it in Rose Chronicles because I am on the hunt for using a castle.
I'm more than welcome to. I have a plethora of castles.
Yes, well, that's the beauty of relying on builders. You don't actually, if you're doing a storytelling, you don't have to be a builder. You can just like
Yeah.
builders and just be like, "Hey, can I use one of your builds?" And builders are always like, "Yeah, thanks for sharing my stuff." But anyways, I want to say it has been an absolute pleasure getting to sit down and talk to you today. Where can
Awesome.
we find your work?
So I'm on Instagram uh, at simandabuilds, and then also on Twitter at simandabuilds, and then I have Pinterest as well. Somehow I have followers on there,
Oh,
even though I don't interact with anyone on it. I have no idea how. But yeah, Pinterest. I've got a little Pinterest with all my inspiration, and all my builds are on there as well. I
well,
just put them all on there.
that is exciting. Please go check out. I'm going to try really hard not to butcher this name after talking to you for 2 hours. I feel really bad. Samantha. Samantha builds, Samantha builds.
Samanda Builds, that's
Samantha
it.
Builds. Samantha Builds. Please go check out Samantha
Samanda
Builds.
Builds.
The links are going to be below. Thank you so much for coming here today. And like I said, it has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you
Thank
a
you for
little bit
having me.
more. Of course. I cannot wait to see whatever builds you put out for the rest of the year. And because it's a spooky season, and I know it's not spooky season as this is being filmed, I cannot wait to see whatever you put out for
I'll
spooky.
do something for you.
I want a spooky castle. Okay.
I'll do one.
I want a Nightmare Before Christmas Tim
Ooh,
Burton themed castle. I know I'm asking for a lot, but
I'll
that's
try.
okay. And if it's out, please go check out that castle. Well, have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for coming here today.
Thank you for having me. Cheers.
Bye.